What mistakes have we all made, or what mistakes are you making now with this flash? What mistakes are you making? I think this is a pretty universal one, and we've all went through it, and that is being afraid to actually get a flash and actually learn to use one, because it is very intimidating. But once you learn it, you can mold light any way you want it. So that's common mistake number one for me and for a lot of other photographers out there that, you know, do this type of thing. It is being afraid to at least invest in a flash and learn it. It'll really help. Second one to me is buying the wrong flash. Now, something I did when I first started out and I got my first flash is I went onto eBay and I looked to see, you know, what was the most affordable flash. And it wound up being this like $12 Quantry flash that I put on my D3000 years ago. And it obviously didn't work. It was a film flash, and I'm going to cover that in a separate video on how the compatibility works and you know, all the power that it draws and everything like that. But it didn't work, and I was very discouraged, and I just didn't understand why. And potentially, I could have hurt my own camera. I could have damaged the hot shoe. But that's that. And my advice is, when you buy your first flash, you actually buy your camera brand's first flash. So that way it works 100%. You don't have to worry about workarounds and anything like that. And I think that's the right way to go. So buying the wrong flash could also be a huge common mistake, and it is from personal experience. Using this only in dark situations when the environment is dark. Well, guess what? This flash can also help with fill flash. Yes, it may seem obvious, but a lot of people think, oh, I'll just turn my subject towards the sun, obviously that's not out there, towards the sun, and that it'll light them. Well, that's actually terrible, harsh light. You don't want that. But what good light that sunlight is ambient and backlight and hair light and everything. So you can use a flash, a powerful flash or a strobe or anything like that to fill in and make great light, and it will really balance out the ambient light. Another huge one is actually getting it off the camera. So instead of it just always being here and always pointed down and everything like that, or just using your on-camera flash, getting it off camera with flash triggers like the Yongnuo series makes it so much better. That way you can position a light. It's not just a light straight on, it's something different. It's from the side. You get contrast. It really helps. So get your flash off the camera. And the reason I mention the on-camera one is because a lot of people will use their flash on camera. Now, for weddings and stuff like that, when I walk around, I do, and it's true, I'm mainly bouncing it up though, you know, filling out the entire environment. But when you're using, say, if you're using it on camera and you're shooting it forward, and you're using a long lens, the issue is when it's here, so I'm gonna try and put it here, and the flash is coming through, the light is going like this, so you'll actually get maybe some shadow. You won't get the full use of light, especially if you're using the pop-up flash on your camera. So when you're using longer lenses and lens hoods that are really long, it can affect the quality of the flash. A huge one I see for either your pop-up flash, as I mentioned, or a speed light, is using it for a far away subject. So if you're trying to take a picture of a building and it's dark and it's like yards and hundreds of yards away, and you're sitting there with your pop-up flash or your flash and you're trying to take a photo, what is that light really gonna freaking do? Absolutely nothing. So you gotta know when you can. You gotta learn the distance that, you know, the powers makes most of the sense, and that it's just common sense that this little light, or even that light, no matter what, is not going to light an entire building 100 yards away. And finally, I'm going to talk about red eye. Now, a lot of people see that when you get those red demon eyes, and that's when you have your flash too much on the axis as being right in the retina of the eye. So when it's pretty much straight on, that's why you see a lot of the pop-up flashes get that type of light, because it's straight on. Now, if you're noticing this and you're doing off-camera work and off-camera flash work, and you're getting a red eye, it's because it's too basically eye level. You're getting exactly where the light comes in and bounces back out. That's what causes that red eye look. So if you're getting that look, raise it up a little, do something, do a little tilt, move it around to get off of that straight axis tilt of the pupil and your retina, and when the light bounces out. Eric, Rossi, the guy with the eye. Those are the common flash mistakes that we have all made, and that's what you're going to make. So if you're a beginner watching this, take these in mind. Learn, make the mistakes, and then learn from them. That's all I got. Keep an eye out for, I guess, red eye, because that's not dry eyes. Dry eye.